Пожалуйста, Новый год, новые задачи, впереди новые встречи. Что вы думаете о предстоящих выступлениях нашей сборной?
Ну, во-первых, мне хотелось поздравить всех многочисленных болельщиков с Новым годом. В составе двух клубов сборная команда Советского Союза будет встречаться с лучшими профессиональными командами Америки и Канады, которых вы увидите по телевизору. Сборная команда Советского Союза.
International hockey. As the 1975 champions of the Soviet Union, the Soviet Army team meet the New York Rangers. Wearing number 1, Nikolai Adonyan. Number 2, Alexander Gusev. Number 3, Vladimir Luchenko. Number 4, Victor Kuskin. Number 5, Valery Vasilyev. Number 6, Yunachi Kishkankov. Number 7, the team captain, Boris Mikhailov. Number 8, Vyacheslav Soloduki. Number 9, Alexander Volchkov. Number 10, Victor Kuchesny. Number 11, Boris Alexandrov. Number 12, Alexander Maltsev. Number 13, Alexei Volchenkov. Number 14, Vladimir Popov. Number 16, Vladimir Petrov. Number 18, Vladimir Vikulov. Number 21, Sergei Glasov. Number 22, Victor Shlupkov. Number 17, Valery Harlamov. And number 20, Vladislav Tretyak. And the head coach of the Soviet Army team, Konstantin Loktev. And now, here they are, the New York Rangers of the National Hockey League. Rangers, number 31, Doug Sotar. Number 35, John Davidson. Here is number 2, Carol Dabney. Number 4, Ron Grishna. Number 5, Larry Satchera. Number 23, John Banoski. Number 25, Nick Beverly. And here's number 7, Rod Gilbert. Next, number 8, Steve Vickers. Number 9, Rick Middleton. Wearing number 10, Bill Fairburn. Number 11, Wayne Dillon. Number 14, Eddie Johnstone. Number 15, Bill Collins. Number 18, Walla Kachuk. Number 20, Greg Paulus. Number 21, Pete Stankowski. Number 22, Jerry Holland. Number 28, Doug Jarrett. And now, the captain of the Rangers, number 12, Bill Escobar. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the coach of the Rangers, Ron Stewart. At this time in the tradition of great international hockey events, the teams, led by their captains, will exchange gifts which personify goodwill and sportsmanship.
Well, there you saw a shot of the gifts that are exchanged and are being exchanged right now between the Soviet Central Red Army team and the New York Rangers, as hockey history is made in Madison Square Garden with a regular National Hockey League team meeting a team from the Soviet Union. And they tell us actually some hockey history in New York City as well. This is the very first major international game to be played in New York.
We invite you to join in a salute to the two great nations represented here tonight. First, here is the anthem of the Soviet Union.
Our coverage of Super Series 76, Game 1, continues in just a moment.
The referee you see there with the red armbands is Yuri Karandin of the Soviet Union. And the other officials from the National Hockey League, John D'Amico and Matt Pavlich. And now the referee, Yuri Karandin, goes to center ice. The goaltenders, Tretiak and Davidson. And Super Series 76 is underway with the puck going back to the Red Army zone, cleared out by Gusev down the ice, in behind the Ranger goal. Rangers back to pick it up, and it's icing against the Red Army.
Very happy to have Harry Sinden with us in the broadcast booth as the analyst. Harry, we heard that maybe there wasn't all that much interest down in the States for this series. I was very impressed with the crowd atmosphere when the introductions were made.
A lot of excitement here tonight, Dick. I know in Boston they're looking forward to it.
Esposito is at center ice for the Rangers with Vickers and Gilbert. Back at the line, Breshner just tapped it on the boards. It comes in front of Esposito. He took a shot.
Esposito all alone in the slot, Dick.
Harry, in 1972, took him 30 seconds to score the first one for you. It's taken the Rangers 21 to get the first one tonight. Here it is, Harry.
Goes all alone when this play starts. There he is. And Vickers with the easy goal. Nice pass.
Okay, 1-0, the Rangers. And here they come again with Esposito slapping one. Tretiak gloving it and hanging on.
Harry, they had a lot of room to move around in front of that net. Their defense seemed to disappear.
I know it. They didn't pay attention to Phil in the slot, and that's dynamite.
Well, I think it's ironic. It's fitting, really, that he gets involved like that in the first goal in this series, considering what he did in the last one involving an NHL team.
1-0, the New York Rangers. Stankowski in the corner. He got away from Luchenko with a pass back to the blue line. Beverly sliced it in behind the net. Middleton couldn't clear it in front. And the Red Army team being hemmed in by the forechecking New York Rangers. Stamkowski centered into the crease. And Badney was tied up to the side of the net. The fans calling for a penalty. The play goes right on. And the Rangers, Middleton keeping it in. He took a weak shot. In front of the net, it's Luchenko coming out. His pass comes down, went by Vikulov. He couldn't hang on to it. And now Kachuk bodied out of the play. But he got back into it at center ice. He's being hounded by Sagonkov. And again, you hear the fans at Madison Square Garden calling for maybe a penalty. But no penalties called in this first period, 1-0 New York. And here now, it's the Rangers. Kachuk coming down. His pass went into Stamkowski. He's offside, and the play is called.
They love the Rangers tonight in Madison Square Garden. They are the underdogs against a Central Red Army team. And there is one of the assistant coaches. That is Yenyem Alexandrov, a longtime star with the Soviet national team. They are traditionally the best in the Soviet Union.
Esposito, you see number 12 on the ice again. He assisted on the goal by Vickers. 1-0 New York. And the Red Army team, led by Malsev, didn't get very far, but now they poke it over the line. Kuskin tapping it into the corner. Beverly, number 25 for New York, gets it handed back to him behind the net. Now Beverly nearly lost it in front of the goal, but he regained it in time. It's kept in by Solodukin. Now it's cleared to center ice. And this is Kuskin for the Red Army. A long pass to center didn't work. And the Rangers bring it back in again. On the wing is Polis. He took a shot, and Tretiak stopped it. It's behind the net. Vetney trying to dig it in front, and failing. Hard check into the corner, and Sagonkov was really belted. The puck goes down the ice. Icing against the Red Army, but I'll tell you, Gennady Sagonkov was really nailed.
From New York, Super Series 76.
Play just underway again. And the Red Army failing to keep it inside the Ranger line, but there's a penalty coming up, and this is the first one of the game. It'll be against the New York Rangers. A tripping call coming up. And now the Red Army in control. Tretiak is out of the net, and here they come. It's Vikulov in over the line. On the left wing, he's bumped by Greshner. The play goes right on. And it's kept in by Vasilyev. A shot was blocked. They still have control of the puck. Down into the corner, and finally, Jarrett for the Rangers grabbing it, and the play is called, and the fans thought it should have been called earlier, but there it is.
Harry, the first power play opportunity of the hockey game falls to the Soviet team. What can the fans look for right here?
I think you can watch the Soviet team try to concentrate their power play on one side of the net, in one of the big face-off circles, and in the hopes of working a man free on the opposite side. They'll throw two men over on that one side, try to draw the New York defense over, and either shoot their other point men in from the point for the open shot, or work it to their centerman. But we can watch for that. That's what they did in 72.
It's Jarrett off for hooking at 2:46.
Petrov for the Red Army at center ice to take the face-off. He'll be against Kachuk of the Rangers. Gusev and Vasilyev at the points. Harlamov gets it back. Vasilyev over to Gusev. Gusev didn't get a shot by Fairbairn, and he gave it to the Ranger at center ice. Kachuk, he just hangs on to it, plays it back. Rangers killing some precious seconds on this Soviet team, and down the ice it goes. A minute 35 left in the penalty. They kill some time there, but here they come again. Petrov coming in over the line. Petrov a pass in front of the net, broken up, and it's again cleared. Kachuk comes to center ice. Kachuk will kill some time again. He plays it back to the Ranger zone. And now, Badney, he rags it a bit. Badney nearly lost it, but he still has it at center. Down it goes to Fairbairn. Good stick handling. Now he loses it. And at center ice, Kachuk covering up again. Good defensive play by the New York Rangers. This is Badney at his own line. He really handled it well. Now it's cleared down the ice. And they're likely to get a standing ovation if they can hang on in this fashion. The Rangers changing on the goal. Esposito is in the play now. The pass by Petrov goes to center. And in they come. Gusev turning around near the line to Petrov. Petrov winding up. Had a stick left in. But they shot out. They score! Right in front of the net. Alexandrov tying the game 1-1.
He's the youngest player in the Soviet team here tonight. He's only 20 years of age.
Excellent low shot. Excellent low shot. Esposito almost lifted his stick before he got the shot away. Nobody to cover up for the rebound, and it slides under Davidson. We heard, Dick, that they shoot much more from the points than they did a couple of years ago, and there was a pretty good example of it.
So, a power play goal. Boris Alexandrov scoring for the Red Army. 1-1 tie now. That was a power play goal. Here's Esposito going in again. Oh! Gilbert had a great opportunity, and it went by him. Coming back. The Red Army team clearing it in over the line. Stopped in front. Schluchtop couldn't get a shot, and Davidson hangs onto it for a face-off in the Ranger zone.
Just to recap the scoring plays, it was Vickers from Esposito and Gilbert at 21 seconds, and then Alexandrov on the power play for the Central Red Army from Petrov and Gusev at 4:04.
Face-off coming up in the Ranger zone. Schluchtop at center ice for Red Army. Alexandrov playing on the left wing. Vikulov on the right side. Jonkov skates up to the edge of the circle. But the Rangers with the draw. Jarrett coming out. Jarrett's pass off the boards went by Vickers. Now Esposito tipped it ahead. Vickers took a whack at it. Coming back quickly is Sagonkov in the corner. He handles it on the boards, loses it against Gilbert. Oh, Esposito! And he rifled one just wide. That pass came out lightning speed. Esposito quickly let it go, but it was wide. Vikulov's pass stopped by Esposito. He's turning again. He shoots it in over the Red Army line, and going back is Luchenko in the corner. Gilbert went after him. Now Esposito keeps it into Gilbert. Gilbert with Vickers in front. And the great stop to Esposito. Oh, that guy took it away from Esposito. He was right in on top of him. Now coming back, Alexandrov down the right side. A pass goes into Schluchtov, right in front. Nowhere. Vikulov and Schluchtov right in on top of Davidson. He had no chance.
Miss him at one end, Harry, get it at the other.
I know, it was too bad. A great play by Espo and a good save by Tretiak. But I'll tell you, Dick, that was the first 3-on-2 that the Russians had. And if you leave them too many of those, you're going to be in trouble. The first 3-on-2 they had executed perfectly.
So there's the goal scorer, Vladimir Vikulov, who has 2 Olympic gold medals to his credit. These fellas can put him in the net. They've only had, I think, 3 shots, and they've got 2 goals. They lead 2-1.
Lots of excitement so far in this first period. And it's 2-1 Red Army. Popov back at his own line. Slides into the other side. Red Army playing it back. Kuzkin, his pass down to center. Popov shoots it back in. Solodukin coming in. Solodukin barrels into the corner. Beverly is after him all the way. And coming back to help out. Didn't work. They center it in front. Davidson covering up. He grabbed it quickly as he reached from the crease.
5:18 the time of the goal. Big John Davidson, who had that sensational junior career in Calgary, he has played in 26 of the Rangers' 36 games this season.
Solodukin with Popov and Malsev up front for Red Army. Kuzkin, Volchenkov, the defenseman. And from the draw, Dillon of the Rangers cleared it up over the line at center ice. Didn't go very far with it. Holland turning around near the center ice red line. He was bumped. They both go down, Solodukin and Holland. And back for Kuzkin around his own net on the boards for Popov. He was stopped. Again, Dillon going in, throwing some weight around, but coming out. Popov coming down the left side, cutting in for a drive. They're offside. Malsev ahead of the plate.
Tonight's game is coming to you from Madison Square Garden.
The face-off coming up outside the Ranger line. 2-1 the score, Red Army leading. The Rangers taking the lead first and giving up a power play goal, and then the go-ahead. It took 21 seconds for the Rangers to get on the scoreboard. Breshner comes out. His long pass to center. Now coming back, Mikhailov, he was stopped. And at center ice, Demkowski gets the shot away. That low drive was wide. It's kept in by Walt Kachuk turning around. He's in control pretty well. His pass went by Stemkowski, though. Harlamov back in his own zone, back of the net. It's cleared out by Vasilyev, and down the ice, Harlamov after it. He's a speedster. The pass to Mikhailov into Petrov. He was stopped. Again, it's cleared out. This Pekowski and Kachuk has it. He's coming across center. In with Middleton. Middleton heads for the goal. And covered in front was Kachuk. Back for Petrov at center ice. A two-man break. And going in with Mikhailov in front of the net. He's spun around by Greshner. And the Rangers are clearing it. Out it comes to the line. Petrov was bumped by Kachuk. Back in low for Harlamov. Harlamov cutting for the net. He falls. A penalty coming up against the Rangers.
Ron Greshner getting penalized. This is Super Series 76 from New York. Ron Greshner of the Rangers out for tripping at 7:20, and he really dumped Harlamov and the Soviet right winger.
Good move by Harlamov. You know, he drew that penalty. He was around Greshner, and that's all he could do. Right?
Well, there's Greshner in the box, and the face-off coming to the right of Davidson. He has to make a stop after that draw. Beverly sliced it on the boards. Fairbairn trying to tip it out. It hit a stick of Sagankov and went over the boards.
Harry, I notice you reacting as we sit here to the way the Soviets are getting the puck out of their own zone.
They're doing it very well, and they're doing it with long passes. They've thrown a half a dozen 60-foot passes from deep in their own end up towards center ice.
Now Badney, number 2 for the Rangers, to Fairbairn. Down the ice it goes, and Sagankov at his own line. His pass to Shluktov. Shluktov into center ice, and coming in Vigulov. On the right side, putting the brakes on. In front of the net it comes. Gusev took a shot. It hit a leg. They keep it in, though. Luchenko on the boards. He centered it. Vigulov on the other side has it near the blue line now. Vigulov back to the line. Here's Sagankov. And that shot went off his stick, and Davidson got in front of it. Esposito waiting around in front of the net. Now it's cleared out over the line. Sagankov knocked it down with his glove, and he's in control. Here he comes. Gennady Sagankov speeding in. He's on the boards to the corner, centered it. Shluktov left it back of the blue line. They can't get a shot. Now it's Alexandrov near the boards in the corner. Alexandrov, he's a good newcomer for the Red Army. Right in front his pass, and Badney covered up, and it's still in. Sagankov laid it over in front of the goal. Once again, it's cleared by the Rangers down the ice. Beverly got his stick on it. 40 seconds left of the penalty. Around the net, Luchenko flipped it in front of the goal, and it comes out to Petrov. A pass down to the wing. Mikhailov coming in. Mikhailov, number 7, left it up the line again. They pass it around beautifully. Harlamov along the boards. On the other side for Vasilyev. The shot is blocked by Badney. Badney will clear it now for the Rangers. As far as the line, now it comes out over at center ice. The score is 2-1. Red Army leading. This is Harlamov at center. He couldn't go by. Rolled it in front, though, and it was cleared down the ice by the New York Rangers. 8 seconds left of the penalty. Coming back, Vasilyev for Red Army. Up to center is pass. Harlamov is stopped. Now they bring it in again. Luchenko played it over near the line, and Stemkowski takes over. He's twisting and turning with the Rangers at full strength. Greshner stick handles away. He comes to center as he got by Mikhailov and cleared it in behind the Red Army net. Here's Gusev. He fired one on the boards to Harlamov. Coming down with Petrov over the line. Back to Harlamov. Shooting! And Davidson blocked that one. 2-1, Red Army leading. The Rangers trying to get it going again. Middleton racing up. He's offside at the Red Army blue line.
Harry, another 3-on-2 break just a moment ago. That's what you said, that the Rangers...
They either score or force your goalie to make a good save, which Harlamov did on that 3-on-2, and you just can't allow them very many more of those.
Number 5, Vasilyev, one of the players added to the roster. He plays normally for the Moscow Dynamos. They have 2 players in uniform tonight, not normally members of the Central Red Army team.
They played 9:53 of the first period. 2-1, Red Army. Rangers shoot it in. Red Army zone. It bounced on the boards. Covering up was Volchenkov. He clears it up to center ice, and there was Maltsev. Maltsev's pass into Popov and Solodukin. This is Popov. He was trying to go through, and I believe another penalty coming up to the Rangers.
With 9:47 remaining in the first period, the score, the Soviet Red Army 2, the New York Rangers 1. Ron Greshner draws his second straight penalty. There have been 3 in the period, all drawn by the Rangers. It's a cross-checking call at 10:13. One of the 2 Soviet goals tonight, the first one by Alexandrov, came on a power play with Doug Jarrett in the penalty box.
And now, once again, Red Army with a man advantage. Shlukov comes to center ice. Alexandrov and Mikulov. Sigankov, Luchenko on the defense. Cleared by the Rangers down the ice. Tretiak stopping it. He hasn't had too much to do over the past 7 or 8 minutes. Tretiak now on this power play. Mikulov coming in, dropping it back. Alexandrov gets set. Rifled it. The rebound is cleared back through the two-point man to the center ice area. Mikulov laid it back to his own line. Sigankov up to center ice. The Candles near the line. Can't go in. The Rangers line up to meet him. Now he drops it back. Luchenko is going to try it with Alexandrov. Alexandrov through center ice. He was stopped at the Ranger line. And Jarrett shoots it over on an open wing. Now again, Luchenko winding up. His pass. Alexandrov flipped it over to him again. Luchenko comes up near the line. Will he go in? He's with Mikulov, and he was really belted, Luchenko. He was dropped as he hit the Ranger blue line. Coming back, Sigankov. Back of his own net. Laid it over to Harlamov as they change on the goal. Harlamov, forecheck back deep. Now he starts out. His pass is stopped again. Fairbairn left it at center ice. Harlamov tried to get away. Played it in. Across the line. He still has it. Harlamov, a real speedster, but his pass goes to center. 35 seconds left in the Ranger penalty. Vasilyev's pass to center ice. And it's Petrov playing it back. Harlamov going in, trying to fake his way through. And Vadney knocked him down. And it was cleared out to the blue line and over it. Gusev back to Vasilyev. At center ice now. Mikhailov, the captain of this Red Army team. Here he comes. Mikhailov at center. Comes up near the Ranger line. And they bump him on the boards. And it's cleared. They hold it on the boards for a face-off.
Coming up during our first intermission. All that coming up during our first intermission.
Red Army with Vashislav Solodukin at center ice. Malsev on the right side. Popov on the left wing. And it's Volchenkov and Kuzkin on the defense. The Rangers with Esposito and Vickers. 7 seconds left in Breshner's penalty. Jarrett slaps at it. It goes as far as the line. Kept in by Kuzkin. In front was Beverly. And he cleared it to center. Now the Ranger penalty is over. They're at full strength. This is Malsev coming in. He was stopped. Coming back, Popov near his own line up to center ice. They come back to regroup like this. And it's Malsev playing it back. He gets the relay, nearly lost into Esposito, but they move it to center. Malsev coming in. He stops inside the line. The pass is stopped by Vickers coming back to Esposito. Esposito at center ice. In with Vickers along the left wing. Vickers cutting for the corner. He couldn't center it. Overskating in back of the goal, and Malsev cleared it. This is Malsev coming over the line to center ice. Malsev down the right side. He gets in the slot to Solodukin. And Davidson kicking out of that one with Breshner, bringing it back for the Rangers. This is Gilbert coming down with Esposito and Vickers. Vickers on the left wing. He got away from Kuzkin in the corner. Took a check. Solodukin covering up for the Red Army. Solodukin in front of his own net. And it's cleared by Volchenko into the corner. And they rough it up a bit before the pass comes to Malsev. He's belted by Jarrett. And it comes to the center ice area. Bringing it back, Popov. Popov stick handling around, fell down. 2-1, Red Army leading. Esposito took a swing at Popov in retaliation of a slight stick swinging duel. Vladimir Popov putting the stick up at Esposito. He goes right on. The Rangers down by a goal. Set up Vickers. He takes the shot. And that's stopped by Tretiak as he fell quickly and made the stick save. Now Harlamov coming out. He's going down the left side at center in with Petrov. Harlamov trying to go all the way. And the Rangers break it up and come right back. This is Vadney at center in with Vickers. Vickers along the boards. His pass to Gilbert. He fell. There's a three-man break. One man is back. Petrov coming down. The pass to Harlamov. Back in front. And Davidson went down. And the big save was by Beverly, the only defenseman back. Great play by Beverly on the Rangers. Brother, that looked dangerous. 3-on-1. Now back in the center ice area. Gusev turning around. The pass to Petrov coming in again. Petrov shoots. And Davidson stopped it. The rebound was rifled wide by Mikhailov. They get it out over the line to center ice. The Russians in control, though, at this stage. They're leading 2-1. Now back for it is Vasilia. Back of the net for Gusev. He was belted in there by Jerry Holland. Now Holland down the boards, checking on another one. It's cleared over where Harlamov has to go back for it. Harlamov tipped it back in his own zone. Big Gusev coming out. The long pass going down the ice. It'll be icing with Jarrett going back.
Game 1 of Super Series 76 is coming to you from Madison Square Garden. Here's Al Arbor, coach of the New York Islanders, in attendance here tonight. His team will be playing the other Soviet club, the Wings, later on during this series of 8 games.
Now the Rangers with the draw. It's flipped in front by Holland. He couldn't get a shot away. Dillon went in after it, but Luchenko beat him to it. Now Dillon stole it. Oh! And Tretiak, lightning-like fashion, kicked out the leg and made the save. Dillon keeping it in with Holland, but not for long. Coming out, Shlukov to center ice. Up was Vigulov carrying in. He played it back to the line. It's kept in by Shlukov, and his pass went by Alexandrov to the other wing. Rangers bringing it out with Fairbairn being stopped in center ice. Coming back, Alexandrov and Vigulov up over the line. Alexandrov going right in. And he's centered it, making that extra pass, but the Rangers covered up. 2-1, Red Army with 4:10 remaining in the first period. Next go high. Shlukov took a bump along the boards. Now the play is called to the offside of the Ranger line.
We have 4:03 remaining in the first period. Harry Sinden, anything surprises you so far?
No, except that they can maintain that pace of theirs, particularly on offense. Once they get moving towards the Ranger end, they seem to pick up, and by the time they hit the Ranger blue line, they're flying. The Rangers, I thought, very, very effective killing that last penalty by lining up across their own blue line. The Soviets will never shoot the puck in.
Now the Rangers with Beverly, who made that big defensive play a minute or so ago on a 3-on-1 break by Red Army. Down the ice it goes. No icing on this one. It's waved off by John D'Amico. Huskin was belted on the boards and couldn't clear it. But here they come with Popov up near the line. Stopped by Vadnais, who turns. Vadnais for the Rangers, shooting a long one in wide of the goal. Tretiak slapped at it with a stick into the corner. It's grabbed quickly by Greg Polis. Right in front. Here's the loose puck in front of the net, and John Stone was all alone and couldn't find it. Now the play comes out to Malsev. He's up near the line. Back to Popov, and they're offside at the Ranger line.
From New York, Super Series 76.
Face-off coming up just outside the Ranger blue line. Red Army changing again. Esposito is now centering. Polis and Johnstone. Red Army with Petrov, Harlamov, and Mikhailov. That's the number 1 line in probably all of the Soviet Union. Now coming out slowly. Vadnais' pass down across the line goes Johnstone. He couldn't get a shot, though. Polis keeping it in. Polis sliced it in front, and covering up was Mikhailov. Mikhailov back of his own net. Gusev's pass comes out to the line. Harlamov coming down. Harlamov up over the line, dropped it over in front, and again the Rangers break it up. With Vadnais' neat pass over on the wing for Johnstone coming in. Johnstone passed it back in front. Esposito got in and couldn't see it. And now Beverly took a shot. Right in front, Esposito! And Tretiak was covering on the angle. Esposito rapped at it and hit him with it. Now the center ice area of the Rangers. With some offensive power now, they get up the spires the line. Esposito brings it in. Esposito, who is one of the big stars of the 72 series. Keeping it in. Now finally bringing it out. Mikhailov to center ice on a break. Harlamov dropping it over. And the Rangers get back but can't clear it. Gusev shoots. And his high drive went off the glass. Here the blue line. It's kept in by Vasilyev. Back of the goal. Beverly got away from Mikhailov. And it's Beverly's pass up to Middleton, who comes to center. In with Polis. Polis is offside at the Red Army line.
Back in 1972, Phil Esposito led everybody in that series with 52 shots on goal. He's had 2 or 3 cracks at Tretiak tonight, and this was the one that he had as that puck came through from Beverly, and he let it go. He just whacked at it. Tretiak hanging on the short side and made the save and then cleared the rebound.
In the center ice area, Jarrett over for Greshner. The Rangers, they shoot it in. Degonkov takes it for Red Army. The long pass comes to center. Alexandrov trying to break in. He's across the line. Alexandrov, the quickly little hockey player, got it in front. Slukov couldn't shoot it, and Davidson covering near the side of the net makes the save.
And we get another Ranger penalty, which makes it 4 for 4 against New York, and the fans reacting on the call by the Soviet official Yuri Karandin. And it is Ron Greshner who draws his third straight penalty. Jarrett got the first one. It was while he was off that Alexandrov scored. And here's Greshner off here for holding.
Interesting here, Dick, to see if the Soviets try anything different on their power play. They had a very, very poor power play the last time out, trying to make many plays at the Ranger blue line, none of them successfully. Maybe they will shoot it in this time.
There is Victor Slukov, who's at center. On this power play, Davidson has to stop it right off the draw. That name falling. Tries to get another whistle. It comes loose, though. It's kept in, back to the line. Luchenko took a shot. That was blocked by Davidson, and he's probably going to be busy.
Carol Vadney fell there, but Harry, I think Carol's had a pretty good first period so far.
Very good. He looks the strongest Ranger defenseman, playing very well. I noticed the Soviet player used his feet effectively there to free that puck after Carol fell on it.
Slukov with Vikulov and Alexandrov. It went by everybody down the ice. And the Rangers clearing it. 1 minute 25 seconds remaining in the period, and 1 minute 35 in the penalty. And at center, Vikulov wheels his way up over the line, stick handling neatly. Vikulov is bumped on the boards. The Rangers, Kachuk, shooting it down the ice. Coming back, Vladimir Luchenko, back of the net. 1 minute remaining in the opening period. 2-1 the score, Red Army leading. They're on a power play now. Up to center ice. Vikulov coming up over the line, trying to stick handle through. And again the Rangers breaking it up and clearing it for Vadney. 45 seconds remaining in the period. This is Petrov. Over the line, he's at center. Petrov with some difficulty controlling it. He has to wait for Harlamov to come out, and Kachuk stole it. Kachuk and the Rangers. 33 seconds remaining in the period. Kachuk loses it at center. And Petrov coming back in his own zone with Vasilia. The pass to Harlamov at center. Harlamov coming up near the line. Breaks through all alone. Scores! A beautiful goal by Valery Harlamov.
Well, shades of game 1 in 72. Quite a play here.
You just won't see a better move through the middle of two defensemen than this one coming up right here. Fakes left, right, slides it left again and through the middle with his quickness. And finish it out with a high shot to the glove side. Beautiful.
Well, just a tremendous goal. That makes it 3-1. Their second power play goal as Harlamov splits the defense and the move by Harlamov.
Great individual effort, and up until that point, the Rangers very effective lining up along their blue line. He has a quickness stick to once he puts the shifter.
Truest sense of the word. Boy.
Well, he has become one of the big stars, Valery Harlamov. And just about every international series, certainly in the 72 series, repeating in 74, and I guess again tonight. That was a super move. In Super Series 76, game 1, 3-1 with 4 seconds remaining in the first period. The Rangers in control at center as the buzzer goes. The score, Red Army 3 and the Rangers 1.
Shift or two on somebody, he can accelerate after the shift is over and leave the player behind, and he did that perfectly on that goal.
Вслед за мной на водных лыжах ты летишь, за спиной растаял след от водных лыж. Ты услышь их музыку, услышь, как от волшебного свечка такая музыка. Уведу тебя от дома, уведу на не возвращусь я никогда, никогда не запоет уже вода. Без следа все смыло, без следа. Ложь не нужна, ей грош цена, струна оборвана. Ты сквозь года летишь за мной, как будто ангел загорелый за спиной. Верни мне музыку, без музыки тоска. Мы расстались, но осталась наша музыка. Верни мне музыку, без музыки тоска. Мы расстались, но осталась наша музыка. Музыка, музыка.
Both teams are back on, ready to start the second period. And the Red Army leading the New York Rangers 3-1.
57%. And there is Petrov, who's the #1 center on this team and on the national team, and who in the part of the Soviet season completed to this point in 34 games scored 21 goals.
Well, now let's see how the second period shapes up. A lot of excitement in the opening frame, but the Rangers penalized 4 times, and you can't continue to take penalties against this Soviet team and expect to come out on top. Gusev in his own zone, back in front of the net. It's played back for Petrov. He got away from Esposito, then he dropped it back. Mikhailov comes up to center. They'll go back again and get organized if it doesn't look that good to them up front. And they'll continue to control the puck, just like they're doing now. Mikhailov into Harlamov. Harlamov breaking for the net. Oh, and he just failed to get that shot away, being tied up by Vickers. Greshner for the Rangers. Coming out, slides it ahead. Gilbert with Esposito on his left. Esposito with the pass. Esposito comes up over the line, dropping it back. Red Army intercepting, clearing it to center. Mikhailov coming in with Harlamov. Here's Harlamov on the wing. It went behind him. Harlamov centered it, and it went by everybody to center ice. But again, Mikhailov was back to Petrov. Petrov to Harlamov coming in. Harlamov a pass to Mikhailov, and his shot was blocked by Gilbert. Gilbert now coming out. He's at center. Gilbert with Esposito. He didn't anticipate that move and didn't see the pass. Petrov at center, a 2-on-1 break again. Mikhailov's pass to Harlamov into the corner. He tries to center it, does he score? Petrov slapped it into the corner, and it's 4-1.
Doug Jarrett got caught up the ice on this one, and Harry, they're getting those breaks. You said they could not afford to let the Russians break away. 3-on-1, 2-on-1. It happened again.
Well, they kind of messed up the 2-on-1, but it ended up in a goal anyway. They made a bad pass, which is unusual. Finally got control of it again, and Harlamov with a beautiful pass.
The goal by Petrov came at 1:26 to make it a 4-1 hockey game. Harlamov and Mikhailov on the assist, and Petrov let it go right as soon as he got it.
So it's now 4-1. This is Shluktov. Back near his own line, Alexandrov with a pass, tossed it ahead. That day near his own line for the Rangers. Long pass up on the wing. Kachuk going in. Kachuk breaking for the net with Middleton. And he was stopped right in front. Demkowski has it in the corner. Demkowski near the blue line. He lost control of it, got it back again, and lost it a second time. Kachuk at center ice. Luchenko took it from him, and he's turning around in his own zone. Luchenko up the ice, the pass to the right side. Alexandrov is coming in, took a shot, got his own rebound, and then Badney took it. Badney coming down. A long pass to center, tipped by Kachuk. No icing on the plays. Gonkov slapped it on the corner boards, and it goes all the way back in over the Ranger line. Day. For New York. 4-1, Red Army leading. The play up near the blue line. Kachuk tossed it off to an open wing. Middleton comes back, and then Luchenko missed it. At center ice, they bring it in again. It's Alexandrov cutting for the net. He's in behind the goal. Into the corner, still has it. Alexandrov lost it against Kachuk. And Kachuk out at center ice, caught by Alexandrov, but managed to make a play. Vadnais takes the pass and is in. Vadnais right in front, and Kachuk couldn't reach it. He slapped it in front of the goal. And Tretiak blocked it and held on.
It caught the inside of the post on Davidson's stick side. A quick reaction on the part of the shooter, and of course that is so important. He made no mistake.
They played 3:04 of the second period. A quick shot from the line is booted away. Olchenkov can move it out. Now it comes back near the Ranger line, and nobody was in position to pick it up. Greshner has to go back. Greshner being watched by Popov. Goes the other way, got away from Malsev. And the pass for Fairbairn didn't work. Picking it up, Olchenko at center ice into Popov, and the Rangers again with Greshner. His pass to Fairbairn. He was bumped by Olchenkov. And again the Rangers, Greshner bringing it out. He's coming down with Dillon. And up over the line. It's played right in front. The backhand shot by Greshner was wide. Greshner again centered it. And Tretiak goes down to make a save of Holland. It's kept in by Jarrett. Back of the net, Wayne Dillon went after it. And Tretiak covered up. It's cleared back where Greshner again plays it ahead. And it's Dillon and Holland trying to move it in. Dillon was stopped, got it back. Into Holland, back to Dillon. Dillon back to Holland. Holland gets stopped. And the high drive was up against the glass. It's centered in the crease, and Tretiak has to hang on.
From New York, Super Series 76.
The Rangers now coming up with some offensive drive, and there's Tretiak getting set for this face-off to his left.
Bob, that goaltender's helmet he's wearing, made in Canada.
Here's a quick shot, and that was stopped in front of the net. Harlamov brings it back out to center ice. He's going up over the line, trying to slip to the fence. He fell down as he tried to shoot it, and fanned on it. Now in front, a quick drive by Vasilyev was up over the net. Back to the goal, Vadnais being hounded by Mikhailov. And it's Harlamov trying to help out. Harlamov gets it back near the line, but the Rangers bring it out. A long pass down in the wing, and Vickers was stopped by Gusev. Harlamov tipped it out to center ice, and here's Mikhailov speeding in. He's in with Harlamov. Mikhailov gets set to Harlamov, and Davidson watched that one dribble by the near post. The Rangers finally get it out to center ice. 4-1 is the score. Red Army leading. Tipped in front of the net by Esposito. A high drive against the glass. Vickers in the corner, bumped by Vasilyev. Vasilyev bringing it out, looking ahead. The play comes to the left wing, and here's Alexandrov dropping it back. Mikhailov tried to set it up in front, and he was belted hard by Bednarski, who's on for the first time. Gilbert's pass down to Vickers. He has to hurry to get by. Vasilyev centered it. Esposito! Oh, and that was blocked in front. Now Red Army trying to move it out of their own zone. Here it comes with Mikhailov to center ice, and it's Alexandrov coming in. Alexandrov dropping it back. Gusev along the boards in front of Petrov. A bullet shot stopped by Davidson. It's cleared up by Johnstone. At center ice, Johnstone coming in, overskates it. He was checked from behind. Nikulov couldn't move it out. Gusev into the corner. Red Army regrouping Alexandrov in his own zone, leaving it for Gusev. Gusev tipped it out front. Nikulov comes near the line, nearly lost it. He did. And spinning around was Polis. Polis couldn't get a shot. It's cleared. Stemkowski didn't reach it. And Nikulov at center ice got away from Stemkowski and then Polis. And it's Nikulov bringing it in. Finally, he was bucked out of the play. And the Rangers clear it out. Here's Polis. One man back. He's going in. Dropping it along the blue line. And Alexandrov came back to pick it up. 4-1, Red Army leading. Polis tried to hit a man back of the net and missed him. Red Army, a long shot down the ice, stopped by Davidson. Now Jarrett's pass up to center. Stemkowski is coming in. Big Stemkowski being muscled off on the boards by Vasilyev. He centered it, but it was in time. Now Jarrett, near his own blue line for the Rangers. Jarrett waits. A pass on the wing goes to Johnstone. Coming in is Stemkowski. Stemkowski's pass was blocked by Malsev. And back for Red Army. At center ice, it's in with Popov. He was stopped. It's centered right in front. And a shot went way wide of the net. Malsev not coming near the goal. Popov chasing Greshner behind the goal. Greshner cleared it, but not out. Red Army keeping it in. Now again, Popov is covered by Greshner. Greshner, number 4, tipped it on the boards. Coming out, Johnstone. Johnstone with Polis going in with Stemkowski. Shooting! And his shot of low one was wide. 2 Rangers behind the net to pick it up. And it's Polis bumped on the boards. It goes back at the net the other way. And Kuskin is in first, but Stemkowski stopped it with the shot. And that's blocked by Tretiak. Down the other side, Johnstone. He was
Tonight's game is coming to you from Madison Square Garden. Vladimir Popov of the Central Red Army team has been penalized for charging at 7:58. As Bob mentioned, first penalty called against the Soviets. Popov is a youngster who came over early and played with the Moscow Selects during their tour of Canada for the past couple of weeks. And there he is in the penalty box as assistant coach Alexandrov keeps notes. They've got 3 coaches, Harry, working back on the bench.
Well, they have 3 or 4 different units, don't they?
Now the Rangers on the power play. Esposito at center ice gets the draw. Here's Gilbert rifling one. Didn't get good wood on it. It was wide anyway. And now on the boards. Into the corner. Vickers gets set. Played it back to the in front. And it was intercepted by Petrov. Now the Russians will try to kill it. Mikhailov back into his own zone. Lechenko shoots it down the ice. Abadne's pass behind Gilbert. A 2-on-1 break. It's Mikulov going in with Petrov, sliding it in front, and it went by Mikhailov, who was in on the wing. Back of the net, Gilbert. 4-1 the score. Red Army leading. Rangers on the power play, led by Gilbert up to Middleton. Middleton is up into the penalty coming up against Gusev of the Red Army team. That will give the Rangers a 2-man advantage.
This is Super Series 76 from New York. Well, a minute and 12 seconds worth of double advantage for the Rangers.
Here's Gilbert working it into the slot. Gilbert nearly lost it. Petrov covering on him. Now Badney to Esposito. He fanned on it. Esposito has it again, taking it off the boards. Esposito looks around. Over on the other side. Badney shooting. Right into the crease. Tretiak is down. They clear it away from the goal now. Now it's Badney shooting one. That one off the leg. Into the corner. Vickers with it. Vickers looks around, gives it to Gilbert. A 2-man advantage for the Rangers now. They're down by 3 goals. It's Gilbert waiting. He tried to put it in front, and Petrov knocked it down and cleared it down the ice. Now it's Middleton coming out. Here's Middleton swooping in over that line. Here's Middleton. He was grabbed but carries on. He centered it. And it's Gilbert racing near the line. Over the other way for Badney. To Esposito. And Tretiak covered the side in time. Esposito played it back to the net, covering up with Sagunkov. Sagunkov gets it loose. Up right in front of Badney. To Esposito. Back to Gilbert. He can't reach it. Gilbert in the center ice area. The Rangers on around. Can't get too many good shots away. Vickers in with Esposito. Back it comes. Now Popov is back on. So they're 1 man short. It's clear to the line but not out. Badney coming in. Oh, and his pass went behind Vickers. Here's Vickers in the corner. Right in front of Esposito. Oh, he tried to hit Middleton and missed him with a pass. And it's cleared down the ice. Now it's Badney coming back out. 20 seconds left in Gusev's penalty. Badney coming in for the Rangers. Stopped at the line. They'll be onside unless it's cleared, but it is. So the play goes right on. And it's Mikulov going in to watch Davidson clear into the corner. Just 5 seconds left in Gusev's penalty. The Rangers unable to score. With a 2-man advantage. Now the Russians are at full strength as Tretiak stops that long shot.
With 9:10 remaining in the second period, the score, the Soviet Red Army 4, the New York Rangers 1. game is being televised back to the Soviet Union. And, Bob, there's an old friend of yours doing the commentary from ice level.
That's what they call him, Mr. Ozerov, from the ice level. He insists on sitting there. He wants to be near the action.
Well, there's been some action in the stands. We have just had an
I think that we've taken enough advantage of it tonight, mainly because probably in the first period anyway, the Rangers were short-handed so often. But Tretiak made a couple of good saves, particularly on Esposito on that quick shot from the slot. But I also thought the Russian team positioned themselves excellently. Petrov, who did such an outstanding job playing against Phil Esposito in the 72 series, he's healing.
Well, I tell you, people talk about this particular series, the interest that there is, and so often you hear people say it's too bad that Bobby Orr once again loses out on the chance to play against the Soviets. Okay, Bob Cole.
And the face-off with Stemkowski getting the draw back quickly, and the shot by Fairbairn was wide. Fairbairn after it again, trying to knock it along the boards. A high stick went up, but did not make contact. At center ice. The pass over on the wing, Sacharuk on for his first ship. He has to face three Soviet players who are coming in now. The pass comes back to Vikulov from Shlutkov. He couldn't make a play. Fairbairn at center ice had his pass stopped. Now again, Shlutkov turning around. Sacharuk shoots it in. But Stemkowski was late in getting back outside the line.
Well, there is number 3, Vladimir Luchenko. Has played on 6 World Amateur Championship teams for the Soviet Union. Harry, they list him at 5'10", 200 pounds. They have more 5'6", 4 5'7", and 5'8" on the statistics they sent over for the team. Is there anybody on that team that's 5'6",
5'6" and 7-inch players on it?
And Harry, they have Alexandrov down as 5'5". Take that.
Might be the closest.
Okay, the Rangers. Beverly behind the goal. Into the corner from Esposito. Beverly comes out. Laid it on the wing, Vadnais, being helped by Beverly again. Now Vadnais has to back up. Vadnais pass to Beverly, coming out with Polis, looking for the pass. And he gets it near the line, and a stick lifted then, and Tretiak holds it with his glove and gets the stoppage. The face-off in the Red Army zone.
You know, this fellow Tretiak is just 23 years old. Harry, he was 20 when he played against your team in 72. He's been playing for this, the number 1 team in the Soviet Union, since he was 16.
That's amazing. He's an excellent goaltender. He's made a number of stops tonight.
Into the corner. Vasilia got away from Esposito and Polis for the pass. Luchenko coming up to center. Gusev takes it. Turns around with it. Gusev, number 2, kicks it with his skate. Then his pass to Harlamov went behind him and down the ice. This will be icing against Red Army.
That kick you mentioned, Bob, there with his skate, I think was a deliberate move as he tried to feint the pass and then kicked it ahead with his foot. Very neat.
The fellow, I think, has played a fine game tonight for the Rangers, Karel Vadnais. We have the Soviet official working tonight. They are going to be alternating Soviet referees and NHL referees. And we have 2 NHL linesmen tonight. When an NHL referee works the game in charge, one of the Soviet officials will serve as a linesman.
And, of course, there's a standby referee, and that tonight is from the NHL, Bruce Hood. Harlamov had the pass again go behind him. He's offside. That's Vladimir Petrov.
It's NHL rules all the way, save for one minor exception. That's the curved stick. And looking at some of the Soviet sticks today, Harry, I was watching them work out here this morning. They have some curves on them. In fact, if we could get a look at Petrov's, I think his is one of the best in that regard.
He's a little miffed at that call. International rules, that would have been all right, as the puck precedes the player over center ice.
Vadnais' pass harmlessly over to Harlamov, who speeds out of his own zone down the right wing. Harlamov going in with Petrov. Petrov into the corner, centered it. Harlamov couldn't control it. Petrov again to Harlamov. He gets it back to Gusev. The shot. It's tipped in front of the net and away from the goal. Now back to the net. The puck was hit with a stick high, and it's called.
Game 1 of Super Series 76 is coming to you from Madison Square Garden.
The Army out front. And the play from Popov to the blue line. The Rangers breaking it up, and Dillon is coming out to center. Yes, Fairbairn on his right. The pass the other way. And Johnstone, or rather Polis turnaround now, getting in front. The quick shot by Holland was stopped. Holland again. And Tretiak with that glove out made a good save. Outside the line, Breshner is forced along the boards. Brings it in. Breshner getting in front and losing it. Popov comes back to center with Maltsev going in. The play is tipped away to center ice, and Maltsev has to come back. Now Volchenkov, he tried to go through. He stopped at the line, and Bill Fairbairn of the Rangers goes back deep in his own zone. Bring the 14-minute mark of the second period, 4-1 Red Army. This is Fairbairn coming out, shoots it into the Red Army zone. After it behind the goal, he tried to center it. Dillon around the net. Dillon centered it. It went through the crease, and Jerry Holland was tied up and couldn't get a stick near it. Popov along the left wing boards, being tied up by Fairbairn, but shakes him loose. He centered it in front, and down goes Davidson to hold it.
Those of you with us right at the top of the show may have noticed a bit of a mix-up in the introduction of the Soviet players. As is their custom, they pulled a last-minute sweater switch. 12 became 8, and 8 became 15. And that's where the confusion began. There's a curved stick, and I'm sure that by our standards, it's a little too much.
Here's the face-off to the right of Davidson. Cleared on the boards, went by Kachuk at the line. It's kept in by Shluktov into the corner. He centered it. Scramble. Down goes Davidson. They score. Davidson went down, but they knocked it in. Alexandrov and Shluktov fighting for possession in front.
Harry, the Soviets hung tough, and the Rangers didn't take out the man.
A great example of the strength they have in their arms and hands. Watch here, has he struggled very hard with his hands to handcuff them.
Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white sweaters in the picture when it's all over, and just the one Soviet player. But he put it home for Alexandrov, his second goal of the game, and it's 5-1 for the Central Red Army.
Shluktov, Nikulov, and Alexandrov were all pounding away in front of the net. As Harry just pointed out, in sheer strength. They got their fifth goal. Shluktov coming in again with Nikulov. Nikulov, who scored the last goal, and comes back to the line. A long shot by Luchenko is stopped, and here's Middleton on the breakaway. Gusev trying to get back, shoots, and Petyak got his leg out and made the save. Demkowski kept it in. Middleton again centered it, and Kachuk couldn't make a play. He was covered in front. At center ice, Shluktov coming up. He's up near the line and over it. Shluktov given a ride on the boards. Demkowski couldn't pick it up. Nikulov in the corner, tries to center it and fails. Middleton for the Rangers. A pass hit a skate, and Kachuk was bumped by Badney and fell down. Play is called. It was gloved ahead and a legal pass, and it's called back.
Nikulov gets credit for that goal that makes it 5-1. Harry, we're going to take another look at it from a different angle.
I think it's just sheer strength and perseverance on the part of the Soviet player. Watch him strengthen his arms to get that little shot away. And again, they do a lot of weight training over there, and might have had something to do with that goal.
Now the Rangers, Esposito starting out with just 4:25 remaining in the period. 5-1 the score. Red Army leading. Petyak stopped it for Gusev behind the goal. Into the corner goes Vasilyev, and here he comes. Vasilyev up to center on the left wing. Playing it into Nikulov. He centered it. Petrov sliced it near the net. Harlamov puts it back of the goal. Petrov is stopped by Breshner. They hold it on the boards. It comes loose. Back to the line. A quick shot by Gusev. Was stopped by Gilbert. And Gilbert in turn was stopped by Vasilyev. Now Esposito. His pass. Tipped up at center by Jarrett. Gilbert going in. The pass to Vickers right in. He tried to play it back in front with an extra pass. And it was blocked. Breshner at center. Breshner stick handling neatly, losing it. And Red Army coming back down the ice on the left wing. Mikhailov tipped it back to the line. Here's Gusev right in. Oh! And Davidson was out of the play, but they couldn't jam it by him. 5-1 Red Army. And it's the Rangers going with Vickers. He was bumped out of the play. A nice, neat hip check by Vasilyev. Now coming out is Mikhailov to center and pass it to Harlamov. He stopped to Mikhailov. He scored! Mikhailov.
Now that makes it 6-1. The Rangers actually playing short right there because Steve Vickers had been hurt and was limping off the ice at the other end of the rink. And Harry, they just toss it around again with all that room.
Beautiful. Winger wide open. Almost a 3-on-2 here. Across the goal mouth.
Now team captain Mikhailov who gets the goal, and that makes it 6-1, and the fans for the first time tonight seem to be getting just a little bit restless and upset with the Rangers, and back they come right off the face-off as Soviets in the New York zone again.
Solodukin lost it in the Ranger zone. Abadne's pass to center. Fairbairn is stopped. Once again, Volchenkov at his own blue line. His pass stopped by Beverly. Up to Dillon. Dillon going in for the Rangers. A pass on the wing, and Holland centered it. At the line, Fairbairn took a long shot, and Tretiak, making no mistake, gloving it and holding it.
From New York, Super Series 76. Again, admiring the way the Soviets throw that puck around.
Well, here I think the Rangers are a little disorganized on defense, and disorganization against the Soviet team is fatal. They take advantage of a man caught out of position, and that's what they did there. Nobody's watching the right winger.
6-1 is the score. A high shot off the glass, and after it is Holland. Gary Holland on the board, centered it. Red Army can't clear it out. Fairbairn kept it in, but now they'll move it out with Popov coming up to center ice. Vladimir Popov all the way with it, gets in front, and was stopped by Beverly. It's centered all the way to the red line, and coming back is Solodukin. His own zone with Volchenkov shooting it down the ice. 5-goal lead, I guess they can do that. Davidson hearing some of the Ranger fans getting on him now. As Beverly comes out, or rather Badney to center. He shoots along one end, stopped by Tretiak, and he'll hold it every opportunity he finds now.
Just to get the last two goals straightened out again, Vikulov from Zhukov and Alexandrov at 14:21, and then it was Mikhailov and a beautiful passing play. Varlamov and Gusov assisting at 16:54. On the right in behind is assistant coach Anatoly Firzov, who for years was considered the outstanding player of all in the Soviet Union. Only 34, Harry. They tried to talk him out of retirement a few times, even in this part of the world.
We got 10 years to go right here.
Zhukov coming out for Red Army up to center with 1:45 remaining in the second period. Davidson tipped it back to the net. Rangers trying to organize in their own zone, and it's Greshner. He's been carrying the puck a lot. Plays it down to the wing for Johnstone. He took a long high shot on the glass. Polis has the rebound, and he fell. Sagankov tried to move it out, but Polis gets into the corner, was checked by Sagankov. Now they fight for it, and Polis still fighting against Sagankov. The play is called, and there's going to be a face-off in the Red Army zone.
There's an official game film being taken of this game, and it will be dispatched first off to Montreal, and Scotty Bowman and the Canadians will be looking at it as they prepare for their Wednesday night game. The Canadians are in Washington tomorrow, but they'll study the films on Tuesday. And then it'll go on to the other teams, including Harry, your Boston Bruins, as this particular Central Red Army team makes a swing. A lot to learn.
Now coming up to the right of Tretiak, deep in the Red Army zone with 1:16 remaining in the period. Right in front of Esposito. And his big shot. He didn't get it away properly. He was cleared away easily by Tretiak. Rangers keep it in, but they hold it on the boards. Polis apparently gloved it ahead, and it's called.
So sure he didn't glove it ahead to himself. Mentioning the Canadians, that game Wednesday night will be carried, of course, on Hockey Night in Canada. New Year's Eve from Montreal, and you'll be able to cut the tension with a knife on the forearm, I'm sure. 7 o'clock Eastern time to start. The Wings, the other Soviet team on this trip, get into action tomorrow night in Pittsburgh. That game is not televised.
Alexandrov tipped it out of his own zone. Vikulov is stopped, but carrying on is Zhukov. Zhukov coming in with Alexandrov around the net. And Alexandrov nearly broke in. He's a real speedster, too. On the boards, it's cleared to center. Now, play is called with Vikulov, I think it is, being draped along the boards.
And I think it's a penalty to the Ranger rookie, number 14, Ed Johnstone. And here it comes. Johnstone, up from Providence. He's a native of Brandon, and with the Rangers having a lot of injuries, he's been in action of late. He gets a slashing penalty.
Dick, Phil Esposito been playing on two lines here tonight, right through this second period. Whether they're 4 or 5 goals down or not, he's still been seeing double duty with Vickers and Joe Bear on one line, Polis on the line that just went off.
Okay, Harry, 49 seconds remaining in the period. This penalty at 19-11. And the score is 6-1, Red Army. And the man advantage again. Watch him line it up now. Petrov is at center. His pass to Mikhailov. They're over the line. Mikhailov played it in, but it's stopped by Kachuk, and it went over the boards near the Soviet bench.
I mentioned about Steve Vickers being injured. Here's a fellow who gave him the hip check, Valery Vasilyev. He's one of the 2 players loaned to this team from the Moscow Dynamos. Voted the best defenseman at the 1975 World Amateur Championships. He's 26 years old.
So many goals that they start deep in your own end, and his check started the play that resulted in the goal for the Soviet team.
Rangers, Vatne shoots it down the ice. 30 seconds remaining in the second period. 6-1, Red Army. And they're organizing near center. They go back in their own zone, but the Rangers are offside as they shoot it in. Now just 21 seconds remaining in the period. And Johnstone, the Rangers, has 1:32 remaining in his penalty. Face off just outside, Red Army line. Kachuk comes to center ice. Didn't get the draw, but at center, a long shot by Fairbairn as he picked it up and stopped by Tretiak. Gusev around the net. He's a good rushing defenseman, comes up near the line. Gusev decides he doesn't like the way things look, passes it back to the goaltender, Tretiak. And now Gusev coming out. Got away from one check as the buzzer goes to end the second period. Red Army 6 and the Rangers 1.
In the crowd here, the capacity crowd of 17,500. They were so high and so much behind their team when this game began. The Rangers opened the scoring at the 21-second mark.
I had my share of losing. Once they locked me on a chain. Yes, they tried to break my power. Oh, I still can feel the pain. Una paloma blanca. I'm just a bird in the sky. Una paloma blanca. Over the mountains I fly. If no one can take my freedom away. Yes, no one can take my freedom away.
When the sun shines on the mountains and the night is all around, it's a new day, it's a new way, and I fly up to the sun. Una paloma blanca, I'm just a bird in the sky. Una paloma blanca, over the mountains I fly. No one can take my freedom away.
Square Garden for the play-by-play. Here is Bob Cole.
Okay, Dick, and they go to center ice for the start of the third period, with the Red Army team leading 6-1. And John Stone of the Rangers has 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining in his penalty. He went off for slashing at 19-11 in the second period. Now we're set to go. Red Army with a man advantage. Again controlling in their own zone. Mikhailov is coming back for it. He's back to the net, swoops out with it. Here he comes, leading the attack straight up through the middle. Mikhailov trying to go through, nearly did. It was stopped by Greshner. And then Kachuk down the left side decides to shoot it over on an open wing. And Gusev for Red Army in front of his own net. He's lining it up. He's a big one. Comes to center, passes off on the right wing. They cleared into the corner. Vasilyev couldn't move it. He lost his stick. And the play is called in the Ranger zone. I think a penalty coming up to Vasilyev of the Red Army.
Number 2.
Well,
I'm sure the Rangers will take that one.
I think he said number 2. We had a microphone down there, Harry, for the Soviet official, but it's number 5. Wait a minute. He even confused the announcer.
Well, they're announcing it Gusev, but it's Vasilyev, number 5.
Just doing what the referee told him to do.
They all look the same.
There's the correction. Now they're 5 aside. 38 seconds, the time of that penalty to Vasilyev of Red Army. And it's Gilbert coming out over the line at center ice. Gilbert trying to go all the way with it. Gusev couldn't stop him. He got in front and lost it against Mikhailov. Mikhailov in front of his own net. The pass went over Petrov's stick down the ice. This will be icing. As Beverly picks it up.
Come in to back up John Davidson by this time, but he is ill. He had got appendicitis attack. Doug Sotart, the backup goaltender out of the Edmonton Juniors, he has played only 16 minutes of NHL action. Pretty tough to put him in the spotlight.
Now Vadnais from the point. A pass didn't work for Gilbert. Petrov comes out over the line, hands it off to Mikhailov. He dropped it back in his own zone. And the Soviet team controlling it with Mikhailov in the center ice area. A neat play for Petrov over on the wing and coming in. Mikhailov decides to come out with it again. Mikhailov turning around. Pulls away from Esposito. Still has it. This is Boris Mikhailov, the captain of this team. And he's putting on a show, but finally Esposito knocked it away from him. Esposito is now being called on the play.
Well, the two team captains who exchanged gifts in friendly fashion before the game began got involved there. Harry, I think in Phil's case, that's got to be a little bit of frustration.
Perhaps. I think he was being hooked a little bit. Here's the hook under his chin, too. Bothered him a little.
Here's the elbow. That was over the chin.
That's why he got 2 and the other one didn't.
Minute 40, the time of the penalty to Esposito.
Carol Vadnais out there again, I think, has been the strongest Ranger on the ice.
Right. I've been impressed with an occasion with Wayne Dillon and young Holland. They have worked hard, the youngsters playing on the same line. Had some close calls.
Now Sachuruk, number 5 for the Rangers, shoots it off the boards to center ice. Sagankov played it up ahead, coming in. Vikulov gets set, drops it back. The pass went right to the Rangers, and Gilbert is coming out. He's in with Stemkowski and Sachuruk. Couldn't make the play for Sachuruk. And Vikulov turning for Red Army, coming in with a long shot. Davidson stopped at the rebound, and he nearly put that one on the net. Gilbert, back of the goal. Looks around as he starts away, dropped it in front of the net. Sachuruk gives it back to him. Gilbert across center, in on the wing, Stemkowski. Stemkowski cuts for the net and centered it, but they cover up. Volchenkov moved it away from the danger area. Volchenkov's pass is stopped. Sachuruk got a goal. And Tretiak looked good with that save as he kicked out the right leg. Nearing the 3-minute mark of the third period, 6-1 is the score. Red Army leading. Shuktov goes back of his own net. Shuktov waiting as the Russians are changing as the play goes on. Now they bring it out. Coming out over the line, Vasilyev. The play up to Mikhailov, and he backtracks with it. Mikhailov looking for the open. Dropped it over the other way for Petrov. Petrov at center ice. Waits for a moment. Now he gets away from Kachuk. Plays it into Harlamov. Harlamov cuts for the net. He was tied up this time. He scored a beautiful goal earlier. Petrov scores! Petrov, a bullet shot to the glove side of Davidson. And it's 7-1.
Harry, I was noticing this morning watching the Soviets work out the way they were going to the slap shot. And here's a perfect example.
Right. He doesn't take his stick back too far, though, but he does slap it. Something they didn't do a few years ago.
Well, Petrov's the one who scored that goal on a very quick shot from much closer range earlier in the second period to make it 4-1. And here, from just inside the blue line, he winds up and lets it go, and it's 7-1 for the Central Red Army.
Now Red Army offside. Malsev carrying it in with Popov ahead of it.
Harlamov was double-teamed on that last goal, and that left Petrov open.
Now Jarrett, a pass out for Middleton, went by him down the ice. He tries to chase it. Volchenkov was there first, and Red Army clearing it again. On the boards, Volchenkov moved it out. Now Popov is circling in front of his own net. Popov dropped it back. Solodukin around the goal. Solodukin in front of the net. Kuzkin, a pass ahead. And it's Malsev coming up over the line. Malsev dropping it near the blue line. There's that passing play again. Right in front, it comes Popov playing it over there. Malsev was muscled off the puck. And the Rangers clearing it. They're trailing by 6 goals. Middleton has stopped. Trying to carry on was Wayne Dillon. He was taken out of the play, and Popov swings back again. Up at center ice. Popov going in, and he was hammered away by Jarrett. He really hit him with a heavy, solid body check. The Rangers, Jarrett, long pass. Middleton was covered. Malsev to Solodukin. Solodukin back near his own blue line. Shoots it back for Kuzkin. On the boards, Popov again. And he was stopped near the line. Now Jarrett at center ice. He's coming in with Holland. Jarrett had his stick lifted from behind and didn't get the shot away. Malsev doing good checking. Popov is offside, and it's called back.
Doug Jarrett, who was in the penalty box way back in the first period when the Soviets scored their first of 7 straight, really lays a check on Popov that time as he cut across. But all to no avail, really, with the score reading 7-1 against Ron Stewart's New York Rangers. And I think this has to whet the appetite a little bit for Wednesday night in Montreal.
I would say so. A long shot. Petyak stopping it offside with the Rangers.
From New York, Super Series 76.
Esposito looking around, waiting for this face-off. It comes up just outside the Soviet blue line. And they played 4:50 of the third period. 7-1, Red Army. Polis lost a chance to move it in. Esposito couldn't reach it. Now Polis. Oh, and at center ice, Alexandrov make that Vigulov, who was hammered as the Ranger defense begins to throw the muscle around. And here's Johnstone coming in. Around the net he goes. Johnstone in the corner, comes out front at the rim of the circle. Johnstone near the blue line. Vigulov can't stop him. Now the play the other way. Thersky took the shot. And the play is called.
Well, as Bob mentioned, the Rangers are starting to toss the weight around. A moment or so ago, we saw Doug Jarrett toss a pretty good check. We just saw another one right here.
Now Bednarski couldn't trap it inside the line. From center, he backhands it in. It's booted out to center ice. That's a good play, a new one. Up near the Ranger goal, they can't go through, and again, they have to go back for it. Chenko just played it to center. Now the Rangers are really hitting. Vigulov just took another check. Esposito was muscled off the puck by Sigankov. Chenko shoots it in. It's in wide of the Ranger net. Davidson stopped it behind the goal. Now comes in front of Vigulov, got in front of the crease. But he was covered, and Esposito coming out. A long pass for Polis. He's upended. And the play is called as Tretiak stopped it and held on to it.
There are 4 games being played elsewhere in the National Hockey League tonight, and the only out of towns can try to give you the final if we can. Give it to you if it's good news.
I can take it.
Face-off comes to the right of Tretiak. And here it is. Kachuk to the side of the net. A backhand shot stopped by Tretiak. Stankowski couldn't jam it in.
Tretiak really holding the post on that short side. His goaltending has really been refined.
Bednarski takes the drive. Look at that glove save right there by Tretiak, and he gets a hand from the Ranger fan.
Perry, your team beat him for 31 goals in the 8 games played in 72. And, you know, I don't wonder if he had his bad moments in that series, but as you say, he is very sharp tonight.
Harlamov is racing to center and a stop, but Petrov has the loose puck near his own line. Nearly lost it to Stankowski. Covering up was Vasilyev. And now, Gusev. Nice move by Gusev. Vasilyev got his pass. He's coming up to center. Harlamov on the right side. A nice move at the line to Petrov. Petrov back in front. A quick shot by Mikhailov is blocked. And the Rangers, trailing by 6 goals, come right back to Stankowski. Stankowski is stopped, but carrying on is Vadnais. Going in. And Tretiak came out to cover the angle. And Tretiak hangs on to it.
Well, Carol Vadnais, as Harry mentioned, probably the outstanding Ranger in this game. He's worked very hard. He gets the chance here on the left side, but as he lets the shot go right from the spot, no angle at all, Tretiak comes out and covers up. Harry, you've had a couple of shots on the bench of the Soviet head coach, Konstantin Loktev. You go back with him a few years, don't you?
Yes, I remember him, and he was a great player for their national team back in the 50s.
Jarrett takes a shot. It's in wide of the net. Coming out on the left wing. Popov. He stops near the line. At center ice, Middleton is muscled away by Popov. But now Middleton comes back in. Races in for a shot. Got in front of the net. The rebound, and it's cleared away hurriedly. Now coming back up the line, Solodukin at center, in on the wing, Popov. Popov gets away from one check. No, he doesn't. He was grabbed from behind and twisted around. Now the play is called, and it again was glove to hit.
Tonight's game is coming to you from Madison Square Garden.
They've played 7 minutes and 22 seconds. Of the third period, 7-1 to score. Red Army over the New York Rangers. And this is the first game of Super Series 76. The Rangers outclassed in this one. At this point, Dillon at center ice. He was stopped. Kuzkin shoots a long one. Davidson took it on one hop. Greshner from the corner away from Popov. Greshner gets to center ice. Greshner up near the line. Bounces it in. Tretiak stopped it. And Kuzkin in the corner. Got away from Dillon. Kuzkin back in the net. Backhands it over the other side. And it stopped Fairbairn trying to center it. He was stopped in the corner by Volchenkov. Now it's Popov coming down to center ice. Popov is stopped at the Ranger line. And the play is called. Another penalty coming up.
Number 10.
This is Super Series 76 from New York. Phil Fairbairn of the Rangers has just drawn his team's 7th penalty of the hockey game. He has been sent off for slashing at 8:04. There is the reason why. The Soviets have 2 of their 7 goals on the power play.
And they're organizing it again with a face-off coming inside the Ranger blue line. So no doubt this important face-off, if they get the draw, they'll move it around until somebody is free for a shot. But they don't get the draw. The Rangers send them back. 7-1, Red Army, as they near the 9-minute mark of the third period. This is Luchenko coming down on the wing. At center ice. They bring it in over the line and shoot it on the net. Davidson cleared it back to the net. Kowski from the corner. Backhands it down the ice. Tretiak is out of the goal. He stops it. Here's Sagonkov coming out from around the net. Sagonkov's pass down the left side. Alexandrov moving in with Shuktov. He was stopped. And then the Rangers nearly got away, but it's cleared ahead. Too far for Stemkowski. Luchenko around the goal. He is stopped. Now he starts the other way. Comes out near the line. The pass stopped at center ice, and the Rangers covering up with Jarrett shooting it back. 1 minute remaining in the penalty to Fairbairn of the Rangers. 7-1 Red Army over the New York Rangers. Alexandrov's pass up near the line. They bring it in. Nikulov gets set on the boards. Gets it back in front. Sagonkov couldn't get a stick near it as Esposito slashed it away. Luchenko is back in his own zone. Luchenko back of the net, put the brakes on, lays it up. Red Army changing as the play goes on. Coming to center is Petrov up that center ice. Petrov near the line, just tosses it in. Mikhailov racing it after it, but Vadnais was near first. Vadnais then lost it. And on the boards, it was cleared near the blue line and out over by Vickers. Vickers pass to Vadnais. He is stopped. Again, Red Army coming in. With 16 seconds left in the penalty, this is Harlamov. His pass comes back to him. He didn't see it. Mikhailov at center. Into Petrov. And his shot stopped by Davidson. And he holds it.
Wednesday night, this 6-2, so they will be getting another shot. And that should be quite a hockey game.
Face-off coming up to the left of Davidson. Esposito gets set against Petrov. Around the net, but Narski manages to get the puck back to the Soviet blue line. It's dropped back in front of the goal. Gusev is coming out with it. Here he comes. Out to center ice is Gusev. Up near the Ranger line, still has it. Shoots it in back of the goal where Davidson was behind the net to stop it for Bednarski. On the board, Gilbert. A pass to Esposito. Esposito down across the line. He has Vickers with him. And Gilbert, Vickers in. He had a stick lifted by Vasilyev but couldn't shoot it. Now Gilbert was given a jolt as Petrov comes back in, dropped it back to the slot, and it's broken up in front by Vadnais. Played back down the ice. Vickers couldn't catch up to it. Vasilyev has it. His pass stopped by Gilbert. In front of the net is Vickers. And he couldn't shoot it. Back for Harlamov. Coming down to center. On the wing with Mikhailov. Cutting for the net. He's around the goal. Mikhailov all the way back to the blue line. Now a pass the other way for Vasilyev. He took the shot. Hit the goal post. Now Petrov gets set. Petrov, a nice move. At the line. And Gilbert getting away. He's going with Vickers. Gilbert missed the pass and was in too far. And Gusev back in the net was bumped by Gilbert. 7-1 the score. Red Army leading. And this is Mikhailov back in his own zone behind the net. Mikhailov into the corner. Gets it handed back to him quite calmly. Are the Russians at this moment. Vasilyev up near the line. Just tossed it down the ice. Now Gilbert with Esposito. Esposito over on the right wing, getting away from Vasilyev in the corner. He centered it. And it's cleared by Tretiak out of the goal crease. Esposito in on the boards against Vasilyev. Up Red Army coming down with Popov right in front of the net. Popov giving a jolt as he let the pass go. Mikhailov to Popov right in front, and Davidson made a big save. The Rangers clearing it. Vickers just let it go by him down the ice. Vasilyev coming back out slowly, decides to go back with it, and does. Volchenkov standing in front of him, but the pass went to Solodukin. Now Solodukin up on the wing. Here they come, down to center, Alexandrov and Popov. Solodukin was stopped. The Rangers at center. Shoot it in on the boards. Fairbairn knocked it back to the net. And Kuskin is the first one back. Kuskin nearly lost it. He got it out front. The puck is blocked, and there's no getting a penalty. They're piling it on the boards, and the fans are standing up and roaring. And here it comes. They're really mustering around now.
John Bednarski was the one who seemed to want to get involved after the fact. There's the referee calling the original penalty. Well, when all that was over, we have a 2-minute cross-checking penalty called on Phil Fairbairn of the Rangers. We had the mix-up right after the penalty was called, but that's all. We have it, I think, coming up. Ooh, there's Bednarski's check right there. That was earlier on, I'm sorry. That was a few minutes before that last penalty call. Anyway, at 12:42, it's Fairbairn, his second straight penalty here in this third period.
Soviets on that last penalty didn't really seem to mount much of an offense. Almost deliberately just passed the puck back and forth in their own end.
Now Kachuk shoots it back in the Ranger zone. Narski around the net, played it up on the boards for Kachuk. He gets it out over the line. Kuskin over on the other side. Volchenkov left it there. Red Army coming back to regroup again. Solodukin with Popov and Maltsev. This is Maltsev in his own zone, back of the net. Solodukin. Solodukin coming out in front of the goal, hits the blue line. Solodukin up to center, shoots it in the Ranger zone. Maltsev racing it after it, and it's cleared away by Davidson. He got away from Maltsev's check right after that. And the Rangers, Bednarski, finding the opening to clear it. 1:20 remaining in the penalty. Fairbairn, he's off for cross-checking. Red Army coming out again. This is Popov on the wing with Solodukin and Maltsev. The Rangers breaking it up with Vadnais. Vadnais clears it through the two defensemen up the blue line down the ice. Petyak out of the goal. He's steered away for Kuzkin. Kuzkin left it for Maltsev on the boards. Maltsev the other way. Popov has to come back with it. Vladimir Popov circles in front of the goal. Stick handles away from Kachuk at center ice. Popov and Solodukin going in. Popov couldn't go all the way as he tried, and Kachuk takes over for New York. He stops, goes back to get away from Maltsev into the corner on the boards. It's cleared near the line of the Rangers. Kachuk coming out. He's up to center ice. Vadnais is with him. Kachuk took the shot. Petyak stopped it. Vadnais is after the rebound along the boards, and he has it. Vadnais took an easy, weak shot. Petyak steered it away. 14 seconds left in the Ranger penalty. Red Army coming down to center ice. They're leading 7-1. Going right in on goal. And clearing it off in the corner. Maltsev has belted. He couldn't get his shot. And then Esposito comes out as Fairbairn joins him from the penalty box. And he's offside. And it's called.
Well, Phil Esposito, one of two members of the Rangers team here tonight who played for Team Canada 72. The other, Rod Gilbert. As I mentioned, 6 members of the Canadians on Team Canada. They had 6 in the initial stages. One was Frank Mahovlich. He has gone to the WHA, but Don Ori, now with the team, also played on Team Canada.
Alexandrov down across the line. Alexandrov gets set to make a play and does to Luchenkov. And his shot deflected high on the spectators behind the Ranger goal.
Good solid wrist shot. They are shooting that puck well from the points. I didn't feel in 72 that they shot as often from the points as they might have. They appear to have added that to their repertoire.
Now Shukov at center ice for Red Army gets the draw. It went by Davidson. In the corner quickly is Vickers. He dropped it there. And the Rangers starting out. Garrett's long pass was too far for Gilbert. This will be icing as Luchenko goes back to touch it.
Game 1 of Super Series 76 is coming to you from Madison Square Garden. Well, the picture tells it all. Ron Stewart dejected back of that hockey stick. His team trailing 7-1. We have 4:48 left in the game.
Now from the faceoff in the corner. Garrett tipped it the other way. Luchenko stops it at the blue line. Took the shot. That was away off the Ranger net. Vickers coming out with Esposito. He took the pass on his skate. Gave it to Gilbert. Gilbert in with a drive. Petyak loved that. He'll hold it again. And they get a whistle.
There's a true Russian atmosphere around the Madison Square Garden complex these days. The Moscow Circus is playing in the adjacent Felt Forum. And that one chap, we had a shot of him earlier, all dressed up like a Cossack. I think he was a fugitive from the circus. Must have slipped out between acts to catch part of the hockey game.
And now 4.5 minutes left. Gilbert scores! Oh, what a shot by Gilbert!
Well, very basic here, Harry, with Esposito winning the faceoff and Gilbert just letting it go.
Very basic, but it was a beautiful, clean draw by Esposito back to Gilbert. I was about to remark in the last stoppage of play that the one area...
There's a close-up of Tretiak right here. And the goal, Gilbert from Esposito, was scored at 15:31. Harry said no chance for the Soviet goal.
The Rangers were holding their own. We're on the faceoffs, and Espo sure won that one neatly back to Gilbert. Gilbert can shoot him, and he got that one away quickly. No chance for Tretiak.
And Esposito also got an assist on this one. Kudyrkin, number 10, is on for the first time in the game. He's offside. Oh, that was a bullet drive by Gilbert. Tretiak still shaking his head over that. 4:20 remaining in the hockey game. 7-2 the score. Red Army out front. Now Greshner cuts for the net. He centered it. It comes all the way back to Volchkov, who's also on for his first turn. And it's Goodyear get going in with Popov. Popov gets in front, slides one by the open side. Into the corner, Gilbert's after it. Gilbert moved it back of his own goal. He and Volchkov bumped together.
Earlier in the period, Rod Gilbert slashed at a Soviet player. I don't know why he didn't get a penalty on that particular occasion. And right here, Rod, obviously a little upset.
There's a ball on the ice, and Vasilyev's trying to handle it, and he can't handle it too well. Maybe we should use a ball against this team.
What have we got here? Are there penalties to be assessed? The referee finally... No, there's no penalty.
Yes, Volchkov is off for Red Army.
He automatically looked at the Ranger player for the penalty.
Well, it was Dick who gave Gilbert the runaround to the side of the net. Gilbert tried to retaliate. I guess he missed him when he came back at him. Volchkov is off. 16:05. 7-2 Red Army. And again the Rangers with a man advantage. Vadnais in his own zone. His pass to the line. Out to center is Esposito coming in with Vickers. Vickers back to Esposito. Right in. A nice play for Gilbert. And he was tied up. Couldn't get the backhander away. Red Army bringing it out. Petrov at center ice. He decides to leg it back towards center and does. Mikhailov back near his own line. Up to Petrov. Petrov took the pass near the center ice red line. Play goes right on. Over on the other side, they play it back inside their own blue line, and Gusev hooked a high one down through the middle. And it bounces near the Ranger blue line. Sacharuk gave it to Vadnais. Now Sacharuk again. Looking for Esposito and Vadnais. Vadnais gets the pass. Out to center ice. Broken up. Gilbert lost it against Mikhailov. Mikhailov right back in his own zone. Soviet Red Army killing seconds on this penalty. Now Vadnais intercepting. Oh, that high drive was wide. Back in the goal, Gusev, and he was bumped by Gilbert. Vickers went in to help out. Vickers can't get away. He was too well covered. And it's Vadnais again knocking it down near the blue line. Vadnais pass to Sacharuk at center ice. He fell. And Mikhailov lost it. Esposito coming in with Vickers. Right in front is Vadnais. And his backhander is stopped by Tretiak. At center ice. With 2:20 remaining in the game. Sacharuk gallops in. He pulls his way through. Took a shot. And then stopped by Tretiak. The Rangers seem to find life. Oh! Esposito hits the charge side. And it's 7-3.
Now a high note for the Rangers late in the game as they scored 2 in a row. Harry Phil had some chances like that earlier in the game, and Tretiak stopped him. That time he found the short side.
He did. He got it away so quickly that Tretiak wasn't able to set himself at all. I think you'll see a release of the puck here as quickly as anybody can do it. Good wrist shot quickly. Hammer couldn't even pick it up.
The goal by Phil Esposito was scored on a New York power play. I believe earlier in the game I said the Soviets...
Well, Esposito has been in all 3 scoring plays for the Rangers now, scoring that one. 7-3 now. Corrected at 17:47, the official time. Ikulov coming in. A quick shot, Davison stops, and right away they lift it over the glass.
From New York, Super Series 76. Well, they have 3. Petrov's goal in this period was, well, the Rangers were a man short with Espo in the penalty box.
On the face-off, the Rangers, Stemkowski, a pass out to center ice. Kachuk looks ahead. And is Stemkowski breaking through the net. Backhand shot, the rebound. And Middleton was too well covered. They keep it in. Jarrett with Stemkowski. Now it's Kachuk. And his quick shot is stopped by Tretiak. The Rangers are really pouring it on now. Middleton could jam it in. Back of the goal. They cover up. And clear it down to center ice again. Nikulov is coming in for Red Army. He stops. Has Alexandrov with him, but Greshner broke it up. Greshner coming back. A pass to the other side for Middleton going in. Waiting for Greshner. And he fell before he could shoot it. Greshner centered it and gets it handed back to him. Now Powis in the corner. He tried to work it in for Middleton. Oh! And Tretiak covered on the angle of Middleton and a great shot away.
Good chance for Middleton. Harry, somebody walking into this building right now really wouldn't get a true picture of how the game has basically gone. The Rangers...
Well, we're getting a good chance to look at the weakness, which I think is the weakness of the Soviet team, and that's around their own goal and in their own end. They do have a weakness there, and a team that can take advantage of that is going to have a chance against them. Good chance. We'll beat them.
Now Dillon. Polis, and here's a shot by Johnstone. That was stopped. Tretiak being very busy now and harassed here in the late stages of the game. 56 seconds remaining. 7-3, Red Army. And the Rangers trying to muster some power to make it look a little more respectable. Down by 4 goals. Getting set for this face-off. Here it comes. Back to the line, and Johnstone's shot stopped by Tretiak. Again, a face-off to his left.
2 clean draws in a row for Wayne Dillon. Back to Johnstone. 2 good shots.
Now it comes back to Johnstone again. He's turning around here. The face-off spot. Slides it in front. And it grazed the goalpost. Off the stick of Polis. Polis trying to set up Johnstone near the side of the net. Volchkov couldn't clear it out. The Rangers keep it in. There's Polis with a chance. And he just couldn't get on track. Now down in the left wing, it's cleared over on the right side of Volchkov. Volchkov lost the helmet but carries on. Hit back of the net, and he was bumped back there. And now pushed out of the goal crease was Popov. 22 seconds remaining. There's the helmet. That belongs to Volchkov. Another penalty coming up.
I think Carol Vadnais is getting called for the elbow. Greg Polis
Number 2.
wants to get at the referee. For some reason or other.
Да-да-да. И 22-й 10. Вот это. 2-3. Да. 2-3. Номер 2. Это и 20-й номер 10 за. Первый. 22.
Well, there you have it. The conversation. Matt Pavlich and Yuri Karendin, the referee, and they get it sorted out. Who's in the penalty box? It's Polis and Vadnais, both. Or am I mixed up? It looks like 2 Rangers in there.
Oh. Polis is in there, and I think you're right, Dick. Let me see.
Greg Polis.
No.
Hold, please.
Batendun, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Batendun. Yeah, okay.
So there's
Number
a butt
2.
ending penalty there as well. We'll get this sorted out. I can't see from my angle, Bob, but I think there are 2 Rangers in there.
I think our interpreter in the penalty box has left early.
There it is.
Matt Pavlich in broken Russian straightened that one out.
Polis gets 2 and Vadnais gets 5. Vadnais gets a butt ending penalty.
1938, the time of the penalties. Now Volchkov sending the Rangers back. Greshner behind the goal with Esposito. Esposito turning around in his own zone. Stick handles up near the line. Comes back again. Esposito looked back at one of the Soviet players. Now he's ragging the puck in his own zone. Took a shot and hit Volchkov. And the buzzer goes. The game is over. 7-3, Red Army over the New York Rangers in the first of Super Series 76.
And just a smidgen of bad feeling beginning to simmer as the handshake takes place. Harry, this is one time in the first series they do shake hands. First game of the series.
Well, it was an oversight before. Certainly wasn't on purpose.
Well, it's the tradition that we have to get used to when we get these international games. So there you see it. It's the spirit of goodwill at this point. The total shots The Rangers have shot them 41-29.
Well, in any game I've ever been in, it's goals that count, but the Rangers did put on a pretty good shooting display in the last 5 minutes of that game. As a result of good hard forechecking, they took advantage of the vulnerability of the Soviet team in their own end, and we're getting good, clear shots.
So that's it. The final score is 7-3 as the Central Red Army defeats the New York Rangers in just a moment.